Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is the War Room. So last time we did a video on air conflicts, it was over the Battle of the Coral Sea in... was it early May or no, late April, wasn't it? I think it was late April. And I said the next video wouldn't be until today, I guess, because this is the Battle of Midway. So we will be starting as the Japanese because that is how it went in real life. The Japanese were the first to attack. They were the aggressors, you could say, in the Battle of Midway. And what happened was, I posted this on Instagram actually, and it was a two-part post because one part would just be too long. But the Japanese aircraft aboard the Kaga, Akagi, Soryu, and Hiryu, which were the four Japanese carriers that were present during that battle, they were launched to attack the facilities at Midway Atoll. Now, the Japanese plan for this battle was to attack and capture Midway, which was part of the end of the Hawaiian archipelago, basically, and it would draw out the American aircraft carriers, and then they could sink the American aircraft carriers and therefore secure victory, basically. Unfortunately for them, that's not how the battle went, as we will discuss throughout the video. But for now, all you need to know is the Japanese have launched, or I should say will launch, an attack on Midway, and will be met with very amateur defenses. Alright, so we're just gonna go in the order that these are. It wants me to use the Kate, so I will. Kate is a torpedo bomber, so I don't know why they want me to use bombs, although this is attacking Midway Island, so that could be why. Yeah, I think that's the best loadout for that. I'll just go with basic, normal camouflage. To date, all has gone to plan. Our only opposition in the Pacific is represented by American carriers. The ships that we didn't destroy during the Hawaii oh, okay. Didn't, oh yeah, see, it tells them right here that you wanted to draw the remains of the U.S. fleet into a trap at Midway, to destroy their aircraft carriers. Okay, well, I can't read all that fast. I don't know why, but I don't know how to disable this setting, but there's a setting that accesses PlayStation camera and it makes the camera all funky in the game, so all you have to do is like remove the camera and it works, but then it's a pain in the butt to put the camera back for some reason. Like, even if I just turn it away, it does that. Now, I will say something that the Americans do have an advantage over us is firepower, because the Americans have those 50 cals and we don't, as the Japanese. Now, I mean, this is a little bit inaccurate. The force that would have been defending Midway would have been extremely outdated. It wouldn't have been mainly F4F Wildcats. It would have been a lot of F2, I think F2A Buffaloes, which are they were like 2 decades old, I think, at this point, maybe a decade. And then P40s were not here. That's what we're tailing right now is a P40. There were no P40s involved in that. There were a few B-26 Marauders and B-17 Flying Fortresses that were stationed at Midway, but they were not sent to defend. They were sent to attack the carriers, which they failed marvelously at. And yeah, the force defending Midway was extremely outdated and obsolete at the time. Are we supposed to be destroying fighters? I don't feel like we are. I feel like we're supposed to ignore the fighters and go towards the waypoint, but I'm going to go ahead and attack the fighters anyways. Even though I'm in a torpedo bomber, which I should already be dead by doing this in. These things are slow, not maneuverable, and since they're Japanese, they don't have very good quality. They were all made of wood, so they were very easy to destroy. And the Americans like to target fuel tanks because these things would literally just burst into a ball of flames if you shot their fuel tanks. Because if you shoot fuel, it ignites, and if you have an ignition on a wooden vehicle, you're gonna have some problems. Well, this aircraft's basically out of ammunition for taking out fighters. We're gonna tail this guy and hopefully catch up to him closer so we can get better shots on our last few machine gun rounds. There were no B-25s on Midway. Why aren't we dropping the bombs? Get me out of here. I don't know why we're not dropping bombs, but okay. I was pressing both bumpers and they weren't doing jack squat, so I don't know what was going on there. Okay, maybe I need to press the left trigger instead of the bumper? I don't know. Is that what it, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, well that's my fault then for not knowing what to do. Yeah, no more runway. No more runway for the Americans. Yeah, so I like to say this game is accurate, but it really isn't, honestly. Like, there's so many like small differences that I guess you could say small differences don't matter that much, but there's so many small differences that it kind of changes everything. Like the fact that like the aircraft, they had to use they had a very limited roster of aircraft that they used for this game. And I feel like they could have expanded it more and it wouldn't have really changed much, but it would have been more historically accurate. But I mean, they get all the major points right, and that's what's important, I guess, you could say. Like, I mean, you don't have to nitpick over like all the different types of aircraft. I mean, I get that. That would be a pain in the butt to do as a video game designer. But I mean, War Thunder does it, although War Thunder's main point isn't to tell the story of the Pacific campaign, which kind of makes it even worse for this game that a game that isn't about this is more accurate about it than they are. And War Thunder is an older game, although you could say that since this game is no longer receiving updates and everything and War Thunder is, then you could say that this game is technically older because of that. Hold up, I have a phone call. Alright, I am back. Where were we? Destroying Midway, that's right. Okay. We don't have any more bombs, but we have plenty of ammunition left, so let's go after this guy over here. Now, I mean, obviously, aircraft combat is much harder than what is portrayed in video games. Any video game, I don't care what video game it is. You could be playing DCS World, or Microsoft Flight Simulator, or War Thunder. Air conflict is just too complicated for video games to accurately portray, and I don't think that'll ever change because, I mean, you can't simulate real combat without it actually being real combat. Okay, I'm about to die. I need to switch aircraft. so he can have a chance of getting away. Yes, we are playing as the Japanese, and we're going to act like the Japanese, and we're going to try to get as many people back as possible. I did not drop bombs on accident on a couple of those targets. I think I missed one of them though. Yeah, I did. I dropped 3 bombs and I only got 2 target kills, so... Ouchie. Flak hurt. Flak hurts. Alright, I have 2 bombs left, but there's 4 targets. Plus there's a couple, like, hangars and everything still. There's one of them. And there's the other. Okay, that one bomb missed the wing barely. That would've... I mean, that still probably would've crippled that aircraft. That aircraft should not be able to fly anymore. You're dead. And you're dead. And you're dead. Okay, I was gonna say that one might be a bit wide of its target. Now there's just 2 fighters that are trying to shoot us all down. Some P-40s are still left.
They will be expecting a ground assault on Midway, but instead will leave the full strength of the Japanese fleet at sea.
Stop evading me. Alright, and see, that's the attack on Midway Atoll. And I feel like overall they got the major parts, that the Japanese kind of like attacked the airfield and the and like the associated facilities such as oil tanks, hangars, and like repair stuff, AAs, things like that. They could have added more targets, I suppose, since we had plenty of aircraft. But they wanted to make this game extremely easy for people, I guess. So, I don't know. But, yeah, lots of aircraft inaccuracies, but other than that, it was pretty accurate.
The greatest is the destruction of the American carrier fleet. 3 American carriers remain: the USS Enterprise, the USS Yorktown, and the USS Hornet. We have lured them into a trap by posing a limited threat to their interests in Hawaii, specifically the Midway Air Base. They cannot know the extent of our force here, which includes the carriers, Kaga, Hiryu, and Soryu. The Zuikaku and Shokaku are unavailable following the conflict in the Coral Sea, but we do not need them. If we prevail at Midway, it is assumed that the Americans will capitulate and the Pacific will belong to Japan. Fight hard for this outcome. For the Emperor!
So this battle, it has a lot of what ifs. Like, what if the Battle of the Coral Sea? What if the Battle of the Coral Sea never took place? Well, they'd have the Shokaku and the Zuikaku to fight with them at Midway, but the Americans might also still have Lexington to fight with them. It depends on like what would happen exactly. Depends on military strategy and stuff. Or what if the Americans instead decided to buy the bait of the Aleutian campaign, because that was also something that was happening around this time, was the attack on the Aleutian Islands, and the American carrier force could have diverted up there, and then the Japanese could have just taken Midway without any opposition really, and then they could have just kept going on to Pearl Harbor even, possibly. But no, Midway could have gone so many different ways if it weren't for a few people really making critical decisions. Alright, so I don't know what we're going to be using the Zero for. Probably for shooting down fighters, but we don't know that, so we will carry these bombs with us just in case. Then we have the Kate, which is a torpedo bomber. They are giving us the torpedo, so that means we're likely going to use it. And then the Val, which is a dive bomber. They're giving us 1 large bomb. This thing has a really limited payload, I feel like. There we go. Let's go with that. Of these, the Hornet is of least priority. Okay, so they didn't want to attack the Hornet for some reason? Okay. So where are we going? I'm going where all these airplanes are going this way. Now I don't know exactly what this is, what's going on here. I don't know if this is the defense against the Midway launched aircraft, or this is a defense against American aircraft. I think it's a defense against American aircraft though, in which case VALs would not have been participating. The VALs that are down there, they would not be here. It would be just zeros, and there would not be this many. There would be, well actually how many are there? Yeah, there's a couple too many. There'd be 9 I think, and I think we have like 10 or 11. But you know, whatever, small differences. And we should be fighting the TBD Devastators first, and not TBF Avengers. So if we're fighting Avengers, that's going to be an inaccuracy. And then the Devastators get like ripped to shreds. None of them make it. So, or I should say, a couple of them make it, but none of them hit their targets. Okay, what's going on here? Those are not Dauntlesses? They look like Dauntless, not Devastators. We'll see. Yeah, these are Dauntlesses, I think. This is accurate formation though, at least, if it is a Dauntless, if these are Dauntlesses. Now, thankfully for the zeros, we have these 20 millimeters, so we can just rip through these guys. We have 3 minutes to destroy all of these planes. Can we do it? Probably. Is it gonna be easy? No, especially with all their tail gunners having 50 cals. Those are gonna hurt. Die. 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 Soduku. Soduko, I mean. It's another word for kamikaze, basically, if you didn't know. Yeah, we're gonna try to get as many Japanese pilots back as we can. And I'm out of machine gun ammo already, or cannon ammo. Well, that's unfortunate. Now I gotta revert to 7.7s. Or whatever caliber they used. Oops. That, I did not actually try to do that. Oh, he died fast. Dang it. Just missed. Alright, well he broke off his attack for now. So let's focus on the actual attack group. Man, if only the AI on my team were more competent, we could already have this done. Buddy just ran into me. These might be Devastators. I don't think they're using the right camouflage though for the time. Well, they might be actually, since this is late service. They would have been using like the yellow wings in early service, so this dark color scheme might actually be accurate. See, I can't tell because I passed by them too fast, but the easy difference is that the Devastators did not have like gull wings like the Dauntlesses did. Like they like curve up a little bit, kind of like the F4U Corsair. That was fast. Okay, so those were Devastators. We cannot stop them all. Alright, so clearly there's going to be too many aircraft for us to destroy, because obviously some of them, a lot of them have to hit actually, because it'd not be historically accurate. So obviously we're not going to be able to shoot all of them down, but we're going to shoot down as many as we can, because we're the Japanese and that's our job. We're going to lose so many planes, I feel like, in the next 3 minutes. I mean, just look how many planes there are. There's even some Wildcats here, which, semi-accurate. Depends on how many Wildcats they have here, because a lot of the Wildcats did not actually defend them. The Dauntlesses failed to call for them to help. Kage was not the first aircraft carrier hit. One moment, I have another phone call. Alright, I'm back. Let's try to shoot down more planes, I guess. Yeah. Now, the interesting thing is it actually only took one bomb to kill the Akagi. One bomb penetrated her flight deck, which, by the way, they were all the Japanese carriers' flight decks were made of wood, so that would have been very easy for the bombs to penetrate. But the flight deck was penetrated by bombs, and the explosion caused a chain reaction since all the aircraft in the hangar were being rearmed and refueled. So there was a bunch of ammunition and oil just everywhere, and it caused a huge chain reaction explosion. It caused a huge fire, and all three of the Japanese carriers that sank during this battle suffered the same fate because of that. They were all rearming and refueling, so they were all heavily laden with oil and ammunition, basically. Yeah, there she goes. Hey, they accurately said it, at least on the narration. Can we still shoot down aircraft? Out of ammo. 60 nautical miles away. Okay. I'm questioning the accuracy of this right now because this attack came much later than that. I don't think it was at the same time, at least, as the attack on the Japanese carriers. No, it wasn't, because they couldn't have been. Because the Japanese aircraft were still refueling and everything. Okay, we're just gonna focus on our main objective here. Where did you put me? Where am I? That's not even the American fleet, is it? That's probably the Japanese fleet. Somehow. No, it is the American fleet. Okay. That's Task Force 16, I think, then, because this would be 17 if it's the Yorktown. I think. I could be wrong in that. Close drop. Make sure it goes in. Now, in reality, torpedo bombers would never get that close to an aircraft carrier. because they would die. So the torpedo bombers would likely have dropped their torpedoes from like miles away, probably, in hopes of hitting them, and that's why most of the time torpedo bombers missed their targets. I like how we could probably sink some American battleships here just because they exist. Oh, that went to the water and hit at the same time. That was nice. Of course, so are theirs now. Not all four in the same battle. Well, I mean, the fourth one, I think it was the Hiryu. The fourth one was sunk later. Sometime around like the 5th, I want to say, but I could be wrong. So now we're dive bombers sinking the aircraft carrier Enterprise. So we're going to attack their planes first. I missed. Wow, the Enterprise can take a hit if that's how little damage it did. I don't even think the Enterprise was attacked, if I remember correctly. I don't know what just happened there, but I saw a plane go flying off the runway, so I'm going to assume I hit it with the bomb. Yeah, you can just see how much damage these aircraft are taking, though, anytime I try to like approach the Enterprise, and it's because of their AA systems. They're very effective. Just keep going. Just keep going. Look how little damage we've done with 3 aircraft. One of them's already dead. Jeez, we're getting torn up by fighters now. Yeah, American fighter coverage was brutal, but the AA I feel like should be even worse. Gosh, so much AA, so much death. I've just gotta thread the needle through all the AA and enemy fighters. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You're not the Japanese, I'm the Japanese. You don't get to kamikaze me. That's not American. I couldn't even make it to the... See, that's accurate. That is very accurate, I feel like. The planes shouldn't even be able to get to the Enterprise because of how thick the AA and fighter coverage should be. And why is Enterprise not doing evasive maneuvers? Well, we don't know, but I guess Calypso didn't have the budget to animate evasive maneuvers. Now, we're gonna get shot down before we even get close to attacking her, but we can still try. See? We're just trying to find her first. She's labeled on the minimap and I have a hard time finding her. That's how you know things are going down. Get out of my way, friendlies. I'm trying to help you. I think the goal here is to get everyone shot down. I think that's what we're supposed to be doing here. But I don't know. Yeah, I killed an American. I killed an American pilot. Now it's less fighter coverage. Now, what is this? This doesn't look like Bearcat or Wildcat. Yeah, I separated you from your little squadron, didn't I? Just cut power to get tighter turns. Gotta outturn the fighter. That is unrealistic, I know, but we'll go with it. Ouchie! Mission completed, you died. Good job. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, so is this before? Oh, was this one supposed to happen first? Oh no, this is just Hiryu. So this must have been after the actual battle where Hiryu was sunk. And I don't know if we're supposed to fail this one or not, because she does need to sink. And we're probably looking for aircraft based on the context of, you know, Battle of Midway, naval battle, aircraft carriers. More than likely looking for aircraft. Where are you, Americans? There you are. B-25s? Alright, well this is gonna be a pain in the butt. I never really liked these missions where I had to shoot down aircraft because it's very hard, it turns out, to actually accurately do that. These are B-25s. You get the actual flak cannons to do this. AA is good, but flak is better. And look at that, like, I'm aiming at the target, I'm not even hitting it. There's one. Now these guys could fully well... I'm not capable of hitting that one. Can I switch turrets? I can't hit him. I failed. Oh well. See, and that's the Japanese perspective of the Battle of Midway. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when I do more videos. That is all, folks. I will be doing another video about the American perspective in about 5 minutes, and I'll see you then. This is the War Room.